Hello. Alrighty, we've got Gundam today. Hello Kitty Gundam, specifically. So I've done, I think, one Gunpla on this channel before, but this one is a little different because it says you need no tools. So we're gonna see how true that is today. I'm sure it's one of those that's made to not need anything besides what's in the box because it's, you know, the Sanrio, the Hello Kitty thing. They kind of probably expected people to be buying this who are not like Gunpla collectors and don't have all the tools. So this is probably a good like entry-level Gunpla kit, I would guess. But I haven't built one yet, so I'm not gonna really say any of that for sure until I give it a try. But yeah, I got this at the anime con this season that we went to. Oh, this one first. And I'm excited about it because I've been kind of hunting for these. I saw the Hello Kitty Zaku in stores once, didn't get it in the moment, and then never saw it again, and regretted not picking it up in the moment. So I had to grab the Gundam when I saw it, and hopefully I'll be able to track down a Zaku as well. I believe there is like a regular colored Zaku and also Char's custom Zaku because I've seen the Char's custom one online, and I think the one I saw in person was the regular green Zaku. So honestly, I don't know which one I want more. I think I'd be fine with either one because Char's custom would be kind of fun with Hello Kitty because it's kind of pink. It's like a reddish pinky color, and that, you know, it fits with her color scheme, her cutesy vibe. I feel like that'd be fun. But I also love the typical like army green Zaku color too. So here's what we've got inside. We've got some stickers. That's gonna be fun. It's kind of a lot of stickers. Oh, we've got our Gundam pieces. We've got our Hello Kitty pieces. So the way this seems to work, okay, this is so funny. She got no eyes and no nose. Anyway, the way this seems to work is that it has 3 different forms. So you have the basic Hello Kitty, the Gundam Hello Kitty, and then the basic Gundam, but it's like Chibi Gundam. So that's fun. I'm probably gonna keep it in Hello Kitty Gundam form though, at least most of the time. Hello, Wedian, welcome. Here's what we're building today. It's Hello Kitty, but it's also Gundam. And we're about to prove whether or not you actually are gonna want tools for this thing. Oh, it like folds out. I thought it'd be like a booklet. I clearly haven't done a Gunpla in a while. Hopefully it's easy enough to assemble this thing without tools, but because since it said it doesn't need tools, I didn't gather any. But the pieces should all pop out of the thing, because that's how that should work. The 80s anime you talked about? Yeah! When did we talk about this? Probably recently. Yeah, so the original Mobile Suit Gundam released in 79, I believe. Arashi can confirm that. So very, very end of the 70s. So yeah, it's 70s to 80s. And it's still like wildly popular today. But there's like a lot of side series and stuff these days. And we mostly stick to the canon UC, so the Universal Century timeline, or the UC timeline, is like the canon timeline. And that's what Arashi and I really like. because the UC timeline is very, like, very real robot, very, like, war drama. So it's taking the concept of mecha, which before was, like, really super robots, and turning it into something a little more realistic and a little more gritty. And that's kind of what we like about it. But of course, I'm taking this, like, serious, gritty war drama, and I'm adding Hello Kitty to it. So yeah. There's an apple. This must be like a base? Does it come with a base? Or is it... She has an apple. Maybe it's just the apple she comes with. I don't really know. I haven't paid enough attention. Oh no, this is her apple. It's got a little apple. And it clicks into her hand, I guess, so she can hold it. So I'm not 100% sure what this is, but I kind of hope it's like a base. Like you put her on top of it. And she has her bow. Yeah. We look at Yoshiyuki Tomino's writing. Yeah, so Tomino is the original creator of Gundam. And a lot of the like side series and the other canons that are outside of the UC timeline are not written by him. They're written by other people. I think even some of the stuff that's within the UC timeline he didn't write. But then there's a question of whether or not that stuff is really canon because he's written like books that contradict those. So I feel like there might be some argument, depending on who you talk to, of what is and isn't canon. Hello Kitty is so serious. There's like a commercial for this collaboration that's so funny because it's literally the Gundam universe, right? It's like Amuro is fighting in space in the Gundam setting, and then Hello Kitty shows up and she like turns all of the mechs that he's fighting, all the mobile suits that he's fighting, into like chibi versions, and they go from attacking to be like, ooh, friendship, yay! And like Amuro's like, what the heck is happening? And then she has some message about like peace instead of war and getting along and something. I forget exactly what her whole message is, but she like gives Amuro like this wholesome pep talk kind of thing, and Amuro gets all emotional. It's like, why did they go so hard with this silly little Hello Kitty collab commercial? There's a ton of UC stuff that isn't Tomino. Most of it is still canon. Yeah. Okay, so we have to see. I love that this one is shaped like her bow. I don't know if you guys got a look at it. It's Hello Kitty bow. Adorable. And then this one is Hello Kitty head. Also adorable. Okay, so now we have to figure out where we start. I don't know if you can tell. This is in Japanese. But there's a little English text under the Japanese. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, itty bitty. So, there's English instructions. Kind of. Yeah. Where's A? The most difficult part is always finding which thing is which. They're all lettered. So this is A. I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, there you go. So they all have a letter, and that's how you know which piece you're looking for. Each piece is numbered, and then each thing is lettered. So you find them by the letter and then the number. So I'm just gonna start off by ordering them by letter. This is also A, so I guess the Gundam version without Hello Kitty has like its own separate one. So this is A for Gundam and then A for Hello Kitty. That's what it looks like to me. What else do we have here? B. C is these guys. And this is another B. And another C. So this is going to be mildly more confusing because there's double A's, double B's, double C's. And then this one's all the joints, it looks like. Okay. B, B, C, C, okay. Have to look up the commercial? Yeah. Don't understand why you have to learn about hundreds of people and what novels they wrote and what poems they wrote. You're a medicine major, you'd rather memorize the nerves of the human body. Oh, are you taking like a English class, like English 101 or something like that? I still feel like there's some value to that, I'm not gonna lie. I would never study medicine because there's way too much memorization. I couldn't. No, thank you. Not my thing. But I feel like if you can memorize the names of medicines, you can memorize a few authors and what poems they wrote. Maybe it's different if you care about one and not the other, but I don't know. Okay, starting with this, or do I want to just go straight to the, let's see. It looks like it's gonna tell us how to put together the Hello Kitty, and then the Gundam, and then morph them together into the Hello Kitty Gundam, I think. So we're starting with regular Hello Kitty. For the head, we're gonna start with just the regular head pieces. That's easy enough. And then we want 17. We have this module about culture and books and poetry. You don't even have a choice. It's a university requirement. For history, I think every school has their equivalent of that. Like, you need one English class, one history class, etc. One math class. I think it's just a matter of making sure that you, like, have knowledge of things in general. Like, you need to have an expanded understanding of the world and stuff like that in order to be in kind of, like, most fields that require a degree. Well, I can say the pieces do snap out pretty easily, and I don't see, like, any little pieces. Like this one, if you can see real close, I'm not sure if you can see it. There's like this tiny little nick. I don't know if it's gonna focus on it. I don't know if you can see it at all, but it's like where the connection was, you can see just a little tiny piece of plastic like jutting out very, very so slightly. But you could like whittle that down, just grab like an X-Acto knife and get rid of that pretty easily. And that's the worst I'm seeing from the connection points, so that's not so bad for like requires no tools kind of thing. That was kind of my concern, was that it would be messy where the disconnections are. But this one looks pretty smooth. Pretty, you can't see what I'm looking at. Yeah. And this just goes in here. Which way does it go? It goes this way, I think. Oh, yeah, that's her nose! Wait, that's so cool, actually. Okay, we need A13 and 14. I guess this is gonna end up being her eyes? Yeah, here we go. I want to make sure I'm putting the right one in the right spot. Oh, this one. That's kind of awesome. Now she's got whiskers too. Names of the books aren't even close to creative. One of them is called Good Morning. Who writes a book and works hard on it and then settles on Good Morning? There's one called The Second Dog War. I mean, I guess it would depend on the book and what relevance the title has. I remember there was a book I read in high school called Yellow Wallpaper. And that title sounds like the most like random, relaxed, like, okay, great, describing the color of the wallpaper. Now what's next? You're gonna tell me the color of the floors? But once you read the story, it makes so much sense why that's the title. And it was one of those things where it's like, no, this is actually the perfect title. Because it gives away nothing, but the wallpaper is relevant to the story. And you have to read it in order to understand how it's relevant. And then you're like, ah. I'm not going to tell you anything about that story because it's one of those that you just have to read it. If I spoil it, then it's not worth reading anymore. It was a good short story. Is that it? 14, 17, 13? Yeah, that's it. And now we connect them. Now we have a decapitated Hello Kitty head! My trophy to go on my wall. To show that I slaughtered her. She still needs her bow though. That's the next step, I guess. B5 and B4 from our little bow-shaped one. Bows. So see, these come off pretty easily. You want to be gentle with them because you don't want to like snap anything, but they do come out pretty well. And then that goes right. Yeah, goes in this slot. I'm not really sure why there's two slots. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, it must be one of them is for the Gundam helmet, while the other's for her bow. Alrighty. So we're on step 2, which is the body. We're still on A, so we need A5 and A3. This is 3. That's 5. Ah. These are her overall buttons. Two and 16, and then 1 and 15. There's 2. 16. So these two go together, and then the other ones go together. There was one that sounded interesting. It was called The Cat That Taught Me How to Fly. Interesting. I have not heard of any of these stories. This is a very interesting little concoction. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. 4 and 12. Her butt piece. And her tail. Which I just almost dropped. So tiny. So tiny. Hello Kitty has like the tiniest little tail. I've always found it so funny. Like this doesn't look like a cat tail. She's gotta have like a stunted tail or something. Okay. These legs go in like this. Is that right? Do they just sit in there? No, they go up more, I think. Am I putting it on the wrong side? No. Yeah, I guess they do kind of just sit in there and then they like, yeah, when you put the other side on, it keeps them in, I guess. We haven't given her arms, though. That's odd to me. Yeah, I get they're not English, but like if you're learning like a history class, wouldn't you be reading books that are relevant to other cultures and whatnot? Like, I would kind of expect them to focus on specifically, like, literature that shaped whatever cultures you're learning about. Unless it's specifically your country's culture, in which case that's different. It just seems like very random, bizarre stories to be like, oh yeah, this is historically relevant, but I wouldn't know. I just know our historically relevant stories that we read about are usually like about things written by former slaves who escaped, or you know, things that are like, this is relevant because this says something about the way things were at this point in history. What point am I at? This point. A20. She has a shirt now. Okay, so now we've got her whole, like, torso section. I still think it's weird that they didn't have us put in her arms yet. I guess they just, like, click in there. But it's interesting, they don't work like the legs where, like, you know, they're attached on the inside. But, whatever. As long as it works, that's what's important. So we've got... I'm gonna fold this. Okay. Now we've got the arms. A 8 and 7. This is 8. And then 7. You always want to be careful when you have like two different sides like this to make sure that you're pairing the right ones together on the right side, because sometimes they're sculpted slightly different just to fit in a different direction. So you can very easily accidentally mess up the build by attaching like something from the right side to something from the left side. This is her fist! Now she can punch things if I don't lose her fist. Ah, okay, 19. There it is. Her little yellow sleeve. She's ready to punch you. Snap that in. Oh. Ta-da! Okay, other side. Yeah, it's kind of a loose little ball joint. 10 and 9. Oh, no, that's the wrong way. There we go. Click. Her other fist. 18. Don't know why that one gave me a little more trouble. But there we go. The legs are really interesting because they slide up and down. You can have them flush with her body like this, and then they come out to have her sit. It's a really interesting design. Alrighty, next step. Her apple! Ta-da! I do feel like she would fall apart very easily. Like, her arms are already, like, trying to come out of their sockets when I'm just, like, you know, putting this thing in her arms and moving her arms around. So this is definitely a pose it and don't mess around with it too much kind of thing. Which, to be fair, I have had before. The, oh, what is it called? The Fenice. One of my Gunpla kits that I have is the Fenice from Build Fighters, which is like the side series that's more or less the real world, but where Gunpla is like, they have like these Plavsky particles, which are a reference to the Minovsky particles in regular Gundam. But anyway, that basically they can control the plastic of the Gunpla so they can make them physically fight each other, and there are like these duels. It's like this big sports game and whatnot. So the main characters like build their Gunpla kits and then fight them together. So the Fenice is from that series, and it's basically a modified version of a Gundam from another series. But it has like this gem or something right in its chest that loves to pop out. It doesn't like to stay in place. So I have had Gunpla kits before that don't like to stay together. You can glue the parts together in situations like that, but I couldn't do that for these because she needs to be posable. So that's just something to be aware of for certain Gunpla kits. They're not all like that. They don't all have that issue, but some of them do. Oh yeah, it is her base. There it is. It says to put her on it. Okay, where's the apple? There's the apple. There she goes. She's all put together. She can sit on her little apple. Adorable. That's a whole Hello Kitty. A whole kitty is done. All built. This is so cute, actually. She's kind of adorable. It's kind of sad that I'm potentially going to rip this head off of her and have this be just a headless body. But that's okay. Maybe I will change her form here and there so I can have the regular Hello Kitty in certain situations and then the Gundam Hello Kitty in other situations. But, there we go. Let's see. Next, we have to do the Gundam. So our first step here is the head. And I don't think this build is gonna take that long, I'm not gonna lie. So this might be a shorter stream. I haven't prepared something else to do after this, because if it's a shorter stream, I'm just gonna keep it a shorter stream. A lot of the times I like to keep things a little longer, so I'll have an extra activity, but I figured I'd keep this one short rather than dragging it out with a different activity. And then if it ends up being longer than I think, then it's longer than I think it'll be. Oh, it wants me to pull out B first. Okay. I think this is the B that it wants. Yeah. Got B2. Now this is D. What am I doing? B is over here. Right? Yeah. B is over here. But you can see how easy this is. Now, this was especially easy because she's got so few pieces. She's incredibly simple. However, this concept stays the same with like other Gunpla kits. So if you're getting like a regular high-grade kit, it's pretty simple. They're not too hard to get into. So Gunpla are a good like intro to build kits. If you're interested in models, but you're a little intimidated by it, Gunpla is a really, like, beginner-friendly, model kit. So, definitely recommend if you're looking to get into building models. I also have to, put together a few other of this kind of thing to compare. Like, 30-Minute Sisters, Arashi's built those. I have one of those. I might also do that one on stream, and then we'll see how easy that is, too. A2. Baby's first model kits, exactly. And then you can go up in difficulty if you want something a little more challenging, and then you can go to the master grades, the real grades. So basically, Gunpla has several different grades, which are complexity of kits, more or less. So your high grades are your lowest, they're your simplest, They tend to be like cheaper plastic, simpler designs, and they're very, very beginner friendly. Except the RG Zeta. I'll take your word for it. A real grade Zeta, that feels like it would be more complex. 30-minute sisters are fun, simple kits. Yeah, I figured as much considering they're called 30-minute sisters, which suggests that you can put them together in 30 minutes. So they're designed to be simpler. The one I have is bear themed, of course. I had to get the bear girl. And I'll probably do 2 different activities when I do that stream. So she'll be one of the 2 things, because if it actually takes me 30 minutes, that's not a whole stream. So I'll do my 30-minute sister and then something else. I'll beep in time. This one I'm a little worried about taking out, because see, it's so spindly. Gotta be careful with it. There we go. The real grade Zeta is known for snapping. Ooh, that makes sense. Oh, it's telling me to put the sticker on. I'm gonna save that for later. We'll worry about stickers in the future. Every Gunpla builder hates stickers. There are a bunch of stickers it wants for the chest piece too, it looks like. C2. Where's C? Here you are. And this is C1. And then there's these. I guess this is this. It says PC. It says PE. No, there it goes. PC. Okay. So maybe it's PE is this side and PC is this side. That might be. That makes sense. So we want C. I think these are exactly the same. Oh, it's. I need both of them. I get it. Which piece is this? C2? C2. The front piece. Yes. So these balls, the ball joints go in that side. So I joined this like doll forum, BJD forum specifically, recently. And you know, I've been wandering around the site, kind of getting established all this. They have like a section on the site that's like off-topic conversation, so it doesn't have to be BJD specifically. And then in there was a thread that was like, you know, what are some of your other hobbies that are not dolls? And one person shared that they are an avid model kit collector builder. And they had some pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. They had the Red October from the movie Hunt for Red October. They had some old like Macross kits and a Stargate kit. I forget what the thing's called, but it's like the Egyptian statue more or less. And then after I was like, wait, these are so cool. I have some Gunpla, but nothing like this level. He then shared, I'm saying he, like, just assuming, I don't know, they, whatever, they, model kits are not gendered, but then they shared their, like, real grade RX-78, which is the classic Gundam, and, it's pretty cool. They had a pretty awesome collection. They definitely felt like they were flexing, though, pulling that one out. They were like, oh, you said you like Gunpla, huh? But it was cool. So I'm not mad about it. I can't tell if I put these in the right direction, because they're not very clear about it. Because one side is shaped slightly different from the other side. I don't know if you can tell. There's like a little divot in one side and not on the other. It's like flat here, not here. But I can't tell what direction it's supposed to be. I think the divot goes on the inside. I think that's what I'm seeing. Red October is pretty awesome. Yeah. I also thought it was cool because, like, this guy doesn't just collect, like, you know, otaku stuff. He's got, like, some real, like, classic media stuff in this collection. That's pretty epic. And some of those model kits were clearly pretty old. Like, I don't know if you can even get a hold of them, like, new anymore. Probably hunted them down. I want to make sure I've got this in the right direction. There we go. There's our chest piece. We need PCD. And E. So this is E. That's D. And then D4. This also has spindly bits I gotta be careful with. Just click in here? Yeah. And this one, the larger joint goes on here. So that's our neck joint. And that'll attach to the waist. I'm gonna worry about all those stickers later on when this is done. I might even do them off stream. Okay, we need A7. This is that little piece. PCB. Ugh, it doesn't want to go in all the way. Oh well. If I need it to go in all the way, I'll get it in later. So we're gonna do A9. Where's 9? There. And this is going in. I mean, I guess if I need this in all the way, I need it in all the way now before I click it into something else. Ugh. Is this right? Wait a second. No, it goes inside. Yeah, okay. It is right. Okay, that looks fine. Oh yeah, that does articulate. It's stiffer than I expected, so I was like, wait a minute, does that not articulate? But it does. Okay, and we need D3 and PCF. Three. This goes on the top. Nice. There we go, his tiny little arm. Wow. That's his little fist. It's so small. It looks too short. It looks like it would be a foot because it's so small. But it's a little chibi Gundam arm. A11. There are normal, not Hello Kitty Gunpla kits that are chibi Gundam. I think they're called the SD Gundam. But they're not usually really my thing. I think they're kind of goofy looking. But I do like them when they're specifically silly little Hello Kitty. And I think this one is a little different than the SDs. Yeah, the SDs have like, they have bigger heads and then they have little cartoony faces. As opposed to just being like a morphed like version of the Gundam. Like he's kind of just a squashed version. Usually the SDs, they'd be like these proportions more, like giant head. And then little eyes inside the helmet. Okay. PCA and A6. Here we go. Stands for super deformed. That's right. So this should be the same thing, but like mirrored. That one went in better. Yeah, this one's in all the way. And this one's not in all the way. Oh well. It is what it is. This kit does seem like it's going to be easier to take apart than some of the other Gunpla kits I have. Some of them, once you like snap in the pieces, it's really hard to take them back out without breaking anything. This one, it seems like everything's relatively loose, so if you needed to take it apart, you could. A8. Have to go, but you're back. What'd you miss? You missed, arm. We got an arm, and we're making second arm. And, I talked a little bit about, model kits. Like, I was talking about this collector, builder, whatever, I met who has like a bunch of really cool model kits. One of them's a submarine from the Hunt for Red October. One of them's from Stargate. One of them is like one of the super cool, highly detailed Gundam kits. And then we talked about the other chibi Gundams, because obviously like this is really chibi proportions. Like this is an entire arm and this is his head. You're gonna be pretty chibi. But the SD Gundam kits are like closer to these kinds of like giant head proportions, and then they have like goofy little cartoon faces. And I don't know what it is, like the SDs don't really appeal to me. They're just kind of silly. But then the Hello Kitty Gundam does appeal to me. And it is also very silly. But it's silly in a different way. I don't know. Okay, where am I at? A11. Speaking of like the doll forum though that I mentioned, I do want to make some doll content. I've been considering doing like a tour of my doll collection. But the problem is that I don't feel like I have the space for that. Because, like, they're kind of all over my room in different setups. I can't have all my dolls right here. There's not enough space for them here. And I'm not really sure what kind of setup I could do to record them all. But I don't know. I think it'd be a fun stream to do. But I have to brainstorm how I could actually make that work. You like my nails? Thank you. We've got green and blue today. I literally just did them right before stream. I was worried that they wouldn't be dry enough by the time I started, but they were, luckily. And I haven't shipped them yet, surprisingly. They're not messed up at all from doing this. So, what I'm doing, A4 and A12. Where's 12? All the way down there. Okay. It is very lightly storming outside. I'm just hearing like gentle rumbles in the distance. It's kind of nice, kind of pleasant. Be a cool video idea too. That's true, and it might be easier to do as a video. Because if needed, I could even record it in segments and then combine. I'll have to think about it. It's one of those things that's like, this isn't my normal YouTube content. Like, my channel is usually art focused. So, I don't know if I should do it as video content and just say, screw it, I have several things on my channel. or if it's like more acceptable to do on stream, because my streams are kind of more like us just hanging out, so they don't strictly have to always be art themed. But I also want to do like custom doll content in the future, and I would make video of those, so maybe it is acceptable to kind of do both. I just know a lot of my audience that I currently have wouldn't watch those videos, but I don't know. I have to think about it. I think I may have put this in the wrong way though. No. No, I didn't. Just feels like it's sticking out a lot on the side. No, that's right. That is how it's supposed to be. I'm dumb. I wasn't looking at the diagram correctly. I need more of these little ball joints. Dolls are art related. Yeah, in a way they are like art. Especially the way I collect and modify them. I turn them into art projects, so they're kind of art related. That's true. It's a very silly question. We are siblings or just close friends? I feel like I always have to bring this up like once per like period of time, and then I will try not to mention it in between the periods of time for lore reasons. I lost one of my ball joints, if you're wondering why I'm fidgeting around. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I popped out 2 of them. Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyway. Lore-wise, we are crewmates. In real life, we are siblings. And the only reason why I share that willingly all the time and kind of break that character is just because we get people mistaking us for, like, everything. So, yeah, we've had people think we're married. And I would rather you guys know we're siblings than think we're married, because that's a little weird. But yes, we do live together in our ship. In our spaceship. But you will notice, yeah, like, if you're in the Discord server especially, you notice we oftentimes will share the same dinners, or we're doing the same activities together, stuff like that. Yeah, we do live together. I got lost. I'm here. I need a foot. Foot time. Arashi's favorite part. 3. So yeah, I think last stream we did on the Storm Squadron channel, and I try to mention this less on that channel because the lore stuff is more relevant to that channel than this one, but last Storm Squadron stream we did where I was playing Legend of Zelda. Oh, I guess it was the one before last time, but I was playing Ocarina of Time, and I was like, yeah, I grew up watching my brother play this game, and then... Or I think at first I said, I grew up watching Arashi play this, and then Strawberry was like, yeah, this is brother-coded to me because I grew up watching my brother play it. I was like, yeah, funny you say that because... And I was like, wait, should I say this? But yes. Is this correct? It must be. It seems so close to the edge. Oh, it's like this. Duh. It's putting it in the wrong way. Sir. Stay in your socket. There we go. Yeah, that looks like a Gundam foot. Okay. I think it's time for the other foot. So we need A13. Been watching us for a year, and you assumed we're siblings, but want to make sure, yeah. It's always one of the two. Either people clock us immediately, or they just assume we're a couple. Probably because we do, like, live together and do a lot of things together. But this is why I love Bettel and his brother. So my favorite VTuber, Bettel, he's a twin. And his twin is also a streamer. They used to just stream together on his channel sometimes. So they were Bettel 1 and Bettel 2. But then Bettel 2 died because he got a deal with another VTuber company. So he debuted as a different VTuber. So now they claim to be roommates. But it's still the same guy. He's now Shiki. So it's Bettel and Shiki. And they collab together still. But I always loved them and their dynamic. And the fact that they like stream together and whatnot. Because they live together. They're siblings. And they have that silly, goofy sibling relationship. And I'm like, it's me! Hey, I do that! So, I always like seeing siblings who are, like, still really close and, like, oftentimes live together and get along and do the same things together. Okay. I need more joints, and I need another... this guy. I need to attach these. Yeah. The more we talk, the more you realize. I think also the way we tease each other is very sibling coded. Like most just friends. I guess it probably depends. I definitely have friends I goof around with, but most like friends who are like a guy and a girl, I feel like they don't bully each other the way we do. We will straight up, like, tell each other we shouldn't exist and call each other all kinds of insults, and we'll be straight up mean to each other. It's definitely more of a sibling thing than a friend thing, because you can get away with it more with siblings. You live here with your sister too? She's in the other room? Nice. Ah! I dropped it. Okay, 7 up here. We're doing his hips. Oh, I actually want this piece first. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm pulling the other one out in the next step. So I'll just go ahead and pull out both. Don't really need the numbers for these two because I can tell what they are. There's only one other thing on this one. And it's the beam saber. So I'm going to just go ahead and pop this one out because, I mean, it's pretty obvious what this is. And I feel like I might lose it otherwise. So there's that. You bully her all the time, even though she's older. Nice. Yeah, which of us do you think is older? Do you think it's me or Arashi? Oh wait, I think I already spoiled that. Okay. We're gonna ignore the stickers for right now. We don't need those right now. You call her when she answers, you hang up. Oh, classic rage bait. Let's see. Okay. It looks like we've got everything pretty much assembled. Yeah, we've got all the pieces assembled. Now we just have to stick them together. It looks, my version looks different than their version because I didn't do the stickers. But everything's assembled, just not stickered. I didn't pay attention to which foot was which. I have to make sure I'm putting on the right one. I think they are the same, actually. I don't think it really matters. go. Feetsies. It's so tiny. Its legs are so bitty. Oh my goodness. It's so funny looking. Give off younger sibling or second to younger sibling. That's fair. I have 2 younger than me. However, I am the younger of the 2 of us. We're the middle siblings together. That's why we're the closest of our family. Because Arashi and I are the 2 middles. There's 2 younger than us and then 2 older. It's so funny looking. I feel like I'm gonna break it apart by like touching it. It feels so delicate. It might not be that delicate, it might just feel that way. But it's like the joints feel like they'll just pop out of their sockets. I think it's fine. I think I'm being paranoid. They're like rubbery. Oh yeah, see, they do pop out pretty easily. Like these little ball joints I've been putting in, they're kind of rubbery. So they kind of just sit in there. They don't like click in. To give it this like smooth motion, I guess. But it does make them feel less sturdy. Which is fine if, like, you know, they're easy to put back into their sockets. Head. It's so goofy. Oh boy. Something's wrong with my Gundam. I think it has a birth defect. And then he has his weapons. Oh. There we go. You're 6 overall? Wow, same as us. He's so goofy. He couldn't fight anyone. He doesn't look like he could win in any fight. He'd be like, I'll shank you. And stab your ankles. Okay. Let's see. The shield, I think, just has stickers. I don't think it has any additional pieces. But it can click on... can click on here, or I can click on his back. Is it this one? Nope. Okay. Now we have to put together the Hello Kitty Gundam head. So we can combine them. Oh, he fell over. Sorry, dude. I'm gonna pop out the gun too. It is very flat looking, but that's okay. Now we're gonna need these. Let's see. Oh. Open. Rude. Okay. We need these two. Obvious. Nice. And we're of course gonna need her V-fin. I'm less worried about, you know, making sure I've got the right numbers when it's very obvious what piece it is. So these just click together. Nice. Alright, we need B6, which is the last piece on here. Oh. And that's the center here. Thank goodness they didn't make us do a sticker for this one. And that clicks in there. And then her bow goes into the side there. And that's it, I guess. Oh, here we go. A22 and A21. Where are those? Maybe oh, here we go. Right here. So I guess this is what she needs to click in. And literally we're just gonna pop this head off. And then these go in. Oh, we need this guy though. He came out. Do we need that ball joint? Maybe we don't. Huh. Is this right? I'm confusing myself. Do I need to take the back? I need to take the backpack off first. That's what. And then this goes on like this. There we go. And then this goes on. Oh, I get it. The shortened version of the backpack is because her head's too big for these tall parts. So they need a version that's not gonna get stuck on her head. There we go. Oh. Wait. Is that right? There we go. It was just being finicky. And then we can pop her on here. So we're gonna want to take this bow off because that's gonna go on her helmet. I'm gonna just decapitate her. And put this on here. Wait, maybe I want to put the helmet on first. He's so goofy. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's so silly. Okay, wait. This needs to go on too. slide under the V. There we go. Amazing. She's so fierce.
She's gonna get you.
So funny. This is the most goofy thing. I need the Zaku one and then I can make them battle. Oh. What would be amazing is if there was like a Kuromi Zaku. I guess then you would have to have like a My Melody Gundam to really make that accurate, but to have like the dark sinister one and like the bad guy mobile suit would be pretty epic. Only thing I have to do now is her stickers, which I really don't want to do without tweezers. So I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention. Is it 2 full builds that combine into one? Yeah, so there's the full Hello Kitty, the full Gundam, and then you take the head off of Hello Kitty and the head off of the Gundam, and you put Hello Kitty's head on the Gundam body, and then she's got the helmet that goes on top of her. So it's a very, like, modular, everything comes off and clicks together. I think that's why all the joints are so easy to, like, take apart. Like I was saying, they really don't feel super sturdy. It's so that you can easily, like, interchange all the pieces. So you can put Hello Kitty back on her own body, and you can put the Gundam head back on its body. So these parts come off, and then he pops on. And he's got his own backpack, because these are too tall to fit with Hello Kitty's head. So there's a separate backpack for the regular Gundam. Then he's a full set on his own. Yeah, and then you combine them to make the Hello Kitty one. So you can have both of these together at the same time, but you can't have Hello Kitty Gundam put together and then have full Hello Kitty and a full Gundam. Oh, you kind of do have to choose a little bit, but you could just have the full Chibi Gundam and the full Hello Kitty, like, paired with each other, if you wanted to. And then you can combine them. It's pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Kuromi Gelgoog would be fantastic. I think that would be super fun. And then you would need, like, you should, like, a gun cannon. My Melody would be great if you're gonna do, like, a Xeon mobile suit that's not Char's custom. Then you don't have to do Amuro's as the other one for My Melody, so you could do like the gun cannon and the Gelgoog. I think that'd be awesome. Of course, this was specifically a Hello Kitty collaboration, not a Sanrio collaboration, so they'd have to do a separate collab in order to do those. Because I think this was for like this was for Hello Kitty's 50th anniversary and Gundam's 50th. So both Gundam and Hello Kitty were celebrating their 50th, and that's why they did the Hello Kitty Gundam collaboration. Because they were both turning 50 at the same time. Which is pretty epic. Yeah, it is a goofy looking beam saber. I didn't actually pay attention to if they have... Yeah, they don't seem to have a sticker for it. Because, like, everything's sticker, right? The star on here is supposed to be a sticker. The white on here is a sticker. All the colored parts, like this part, that's a sticker. So there's a lot of pieces on here that they didn't give me individual pieces to click in. They just gave me a sticker. But there's nothing for the beam saber. So, yeah, painting that would be a good idea. Yeah, it's very simplistic. Like, here's the gun. It's kind of flat. I kind of expected there to be a second gun piece and then them to click together, because a lot of them do that to, like, get them more dimensional, but this one is just kind of flat. It's all very cartoony and silly and simplified. I don't even know which version I want to keep together now. I think for now I am gonna put the Hello Kitty Gundam together, cause that's like the main show. There she is, right over here. Plop that back in there. Take this off. Put this on. It is really simple to change each version once you kind of understand how these pieces work. So that's nice. I can easily switch out the different versions depending on which one I'm feeling at the moment. And this bow does just slide in from the top so that it can get under the V-fin easily. That's nice too. I always love how Gunpla kits are assembled. Like, they're always so intelligent and like they make so much sense. You put them together and you're like, oh, that's how that works. Like, you can tell like some kind of mechanical engineer built these. I love it. It's pretty awesome. She's so silly. I very much appreciate that they didn't make this a sticker, because that would have been really annoying. They look so well made, yeah. And this, of course, is like one of the simpler, goofier kits that's like, it falls apart a little more easily. So if this looks well made, imagine some of the more complex ones. Yeah. Gunpla is cool. I like Gunpla. It's fun. I should have brought down my other ones to show you guys. Like what a regular Gunpla looks like. I have a few high grades, and then I have a master grade. What is my Sazabi? It's probably also a master grade, right? I have a Sazabi that I have not yet put together. I can't remember if it's master or real, but I feel like it's probably master grade. But yeah. High grades are the easiest. They're the easiest to assemble. They're the easiest to get a hold of. They're the cheapest. So that's definitely like your starter grade. And it's kind of saying starter versus like advanced kind of implies that you have to like graduate from one and go to the other. That's not quite right either. Because the high grade kits are still fun. And you get a lot of like the classics. Like I have the Char's Custom Zaku. I have both the Origin version and the original Mobile Suit Gundam version. The Origin is like the prequel series. So they made the Origin like years later. It's a more recent series. But it uses the original designs and just kind of like adds some details to them. So I have, you know, the original version that's a little more simplified, a little more cartoony, and then I have the updated version that's a little more detailed, but the same basic suit. And those are both high grades, but they're great because they are like accurate to show. You know, the more cartoony mechs you don't need a more complex kit for. So there's nothing wrong with high grade kits. They're just the more simple kits. And then you can have like your few really nice expensive ones if you want to do like the real grades. For those that are curious about picking up a kit for yourself, start with an entry grade or HGUC kit. The UC kits are simple and chunky, so they stay together well and are easy to build. Or just start with a regular high grade, because they're not that complex either. But, you can kind of go to like any hobby store these days and find them, which didn't used to always be the case. It used to be hard to find them outside of Japan, probably anywhere outside of Japan. But now you can find them pretty much anywhere. So you can go to like Walmart if you're here in the US, or a hobby store that carries build kits. Find like, you know, a high grade or an entry level. Pick up one that you think looks cool and then give it a shot. I also definitely recommend watching the original show if you haven't. and you kind of want to get into it, you don't have to watch the show to build the model kits. You can build them without watching the show. But I would recommend watching it both because it's a good show, and then if like you have the mobile suits from it, then you can know what it is you have, and like if someone asks you questions about it, you can actually, you know, answer them like you know what you're talking about. But there are so many side series that if you pick up one that's not from the UC timeline, you know, it's not gonna matter. You're not gonna see it in the original show. You're gonna have to watch one of the many side series to know what it is that you have. But those ones are less important, because a lot of the side series are just like silly and don't make sense, and they don't really matter. But if you like the suits from them, you can own the suits, and you don't necessarily have to watch the show. But I generally do support watching whatever it is you got the toy for, just so you know what it is you have. But UC Timeline, Original Mobile Suit Gundam is the best. And then Char's Counterattack, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta. I have not yet watched Zeta or Double Zeta. I need to. I need to finish the original Gundam because I have a little bit left. I'm near the end. But once I finish the original, then I have to watch Zeta because they go in sequential order. It's the original Mobile Suit Gundam, then Zeta Gundam. And then I don't remember if it's then Double Zeta or if it's then Char's Counterattack, but Char's Counterattack comes after Zeta at the very least. So I've technically skipped ahead because I've watched Char's Counterattack. But Char's Counterattack is very, very, very good. It's a movie, so it's higher budget. The animation is actually pretty. The original show is low budget, so the animation can be iffy. But it's like, it's a good show, and then Char's Counterattack is like the peak version because you've got good animation, you got really solid story, really good soundtrack, all that. And then the origin is good. It's not canon though. It's like another interpretation of the story. So I would recommend watching the origin after you've seen all of those, but not taking it as canon, because there are some details that are a little off from it, but it's still a fun watch. And you get to see more of Garma, who's my favorite character. You get to see him as a little baby boy, because he's like in the academy or something. You don't want an Iron-Blooded Orphans kit, they fall apart. So Iron-Blooded Orphans, that's one of the side series that's like not canon, and they do their own thing and run wild with the concept of Gundam. And the way they're shaped is like body, like chest, hips. They're like an extreme hourglass, like their waist is this big. So yeah, they're funny shaped and they don't stay together very well. You'll try. Have 1 month off before second year in like 10 days. So you're excited about that. Ooh. Look into it. Your friends also want you to get into Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon is another whole can of worms. I like the original Pokemon show, the Indigo League. I think there's a lot after that. Like, Pokemon goes on forever, and I don't think you really have to watch them all. I have only seen like a couple episodes from each, basically, but you know, Indigo League it's classic, it's nostalgic. The others are like, eh. I remember the very beginning of X and Y being good, but I also remember people saying that it didn't live up to the first few episodes, which is unfortunate, but yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon. If you specifically want to play the games, I feel like, you know, the original red, yellow, and blue are good, and then silver and gold are also good. My entry was Heart Gold. So Heart Gold, Soul Silver are a good entryway as well. They're basically just Heart Gold and Silver, but like remakes. So yeah, the original Gen or Gen 2, or like the remake of Gen 2, they're good. I remember Black and White being good, but not holding my attention, because it just wasn't as good as Heart Gold to me. I do have nostalgia bias. But I remember them being good. X and Y, I feel like, were the last good games, and then after that, they kind of go downhill. So Sun and Moon, bad. Don't play Sun and Moon. Especially not as your first Pokemon game. Still don't understand evolutions or whatever that is. And you want to watch Doctor Who? Oh. Yeah. It's a lot of things. A lot of things to get into all at once. Doctor Who is also one of those that's very long running. In my personal opinion, the beginning is the best. Specifically, if you're talking about New Who, which is what everybody's talking about. So, like, if people have told you to watch it, they're talking about New Who. Specifically, I specify because there are classic fans who are a fan of the show from before the version that's, like, everybody knows. Which is, it's an old show, but it's very different, like the old version. So, New Who, or aka the version you're probably talking about that starts with Dr. 9. The Dr. 9 arc as a whole is good. Dr. 10's pretty good. Around 11, I, like, don't care anymore. But there's certain characters within 10's timeline that I don't like, and they drag down the show a bit. Other ones are really good. My favorite part of the show is the Rose arc, specifically. So, beginning of Doctor Who with Dr. 9, and then the beginning of Dr. 10. Up through where Rose is his companion. That's all pretty solid. And then after that, watch as much as you want to. It doesn't matter as much after that, in my opinion. Because the Rose arc is really the best arc. It's really good. It's really solid. But that's still a lot to watch, so I think you're gonna have to pick and choose for now a little bit. It was on TV. You mean, like, recently or in the past? Because all of these things were on TV at some point. Oh yeah, you watched it as a kid. Dr. 9, you want to get back into it. Yeah. That makes sense. It was big while I was in high school. I think it's still big, but petered off a little. A lot of people don't like the newer Doctors. I gave up a long time ago. Oh, I just have a decapitated Hello Kitty here. I feel kind of bad. I kind of wish I had a second head, but that's okay. I just have a decapitated Hello Kitty and a Gundam without a body. Wait. Genius. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. I can display these two together. They're perfect. (2014 to 2015). Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's when I was in high school. I've been live for almost 2 hours. This was almost a 2-hour long stream. That's not a bad length. So I wanted to ask you guys your opinion of what I should stream next. It looks like Wedyan, you and Arashi are the two people actively here, so you get to make the decision if you want to. No pressure. I'm trying to decide if I should do an art stream next, like my classic character art, or if I should do a Lego build. I wanted to do doll, but I don't think I'm ready to do doll stuff yet. I think I need to work more on my setup for that first. So probably my choices are going to be drawing stream or Lego build. I have one of the Orchid Lego sets, and then I have Luxo Jr., the Pixar lamp. I have that Lego set, and I have to build one of those too. So, oh hello! Welcome in, Foggy. How's it going? We just wrapped up our little build here. Here's our little Hello Kitty Gundam. She's adorable and goofy at the same time. And I love her. And her arm just came off. But that's okay. The limbs are really loose. They come off really easily. But they also pop back in really easily, so not a big deal. She's beautiful. She is beauty, she is grace. She is so demure. Lego sounds fun. Ocarina of Time. That's gonna be the other channel. That doesn't matter. Whatever I do here, we can always also do stuff on the Storm Squadron channel. But yes, I also do want to keep doing Ocarina of Time. I want to do more of that. I got hooked. Of course I did. It's Zelda. I love Zelda. And I've played, like, 1. 2. Really, I've played 2. Have I only played 2 Zelda games? I think I've only played 2 Zelda games. But I haven't finished either of them. I played a lot of Twilight Princess, didn't quite finish it, because I got stuck in Snow Peak. And I started Majora's Mask. I got through the Snowhead Temple, and then I stopped playing, because I was playing on the 3DS, and it just didn't feel right. Because we grew up with the N64 that it's originally on, so I felt weird playing it on the 3DS, but I will probably end up playing it on the Switch because it is the original version on the Switch without the edits for the 3DS. So I'll probably play that version. I can't play it on the N64 because our N64, I don't remember if it's broken or if we don't have it anymore. Because I know we've had some things that were low-key stolen by our sister. And we have things that are just old and they don't really work. I think we have an N64 around, but it crashes. But yeah, I'll probably end up playing Majora's Mask. Actually, I think we were planning on streaming that one, which means I'll definitely play it on the Switch because we also can't stream the N64, but we can stream the Switch. So I'm playing Ocarina of Time right now, and then after that, I'm gonna play Majora's Mask, and we're gonna do both of those on the Storm Squadron channel. Because Arashi has played them already and I haven't. So I'm gonna finally get to play through them. I'm having fun. We just started Ocarina of Time. You haven't been able to watch most of the lives recently. You've been passed out or walking home from school. Understandable. That's okay. You're always welcome to pop in and out. It's so goofy. And I need to make more video content for you guys. Because even if you can't make it to streams, I mean, you can always watch the stream VODs, too. I will not be offended if you can't be here live, but you do still want to watch it after it's live. You're always welcome to do that. And you're always welcome to post comments on those VODs, and I will read them, and I'll respond to you. So don't worry, you can still say hi and interact with me. But I do need to give you guys more video content, too. Because if you can't do the streams, and you still want to watch, you should have some videos to watch, but that takes a lot more time and effort. So her bow doesn't want to come off. There we go. Let's check this out. Boop boop. There we go. She's so cute and she can sit. And she has her little apple base she sits on. So cute. I feel like if I do get another one of these kits, I might have to have periods of time where I have the mobile suits set up with their heads so that I can have one of the Hello Kitties set up with her head. And then I can have one of them still with the Hello Kitty head. I have to go. It's almost 1:30 a.m. Have a good night. Bye, Wedyan. Thanks for coming. Not reading cartridges correctly, so it'll power up but not run anything. Yeah. I remember last time we tried to play Paper Mario, it glitched out. And then he was like all whacked out. His model was like Sprite? Do you call them sprites at that point? The sprite was all wonky. It was like in a million pieces. It was bizarre. Here we go. There's the two separate versions. Gundam, Hello Kitty, and then they combine to make Gundam Hello Kitty. It's so cute. I didn't expect to love just the Hello Kitty by itself as much as I do. Like, once it's actually, like, in your hand, it's so cute. It's a good little size. She fits right in my palm. But the Hello Kitty Gundam is just so goofy. Okay, so I guess next stream we'll do Luxo Jr. Lego build. Sprites, yeah, that's what I thought. And then on Storm Squadron, we'll have to continue Ocarina of Time. And yes, I am going to switch these back again. I still have to add all the stickers, but I am going to do that off stream because stickers are really finicky. So I will share the finished build with the stickers on it in the Discord server once I put them on. Give me that. Teehee, so silly. There's something really satisfying too about just sliding on the helmet. Because it doesn't click in. It just fits so perfectly over her head. Her cheeks hold it on. It's satisfying. Lady. I don't know if I want to take this out. I feel like her arm's gonna pop off again. Come out! Thank you. Ta-da! Now it has an apple. How are you? Good question. How am I? I'm happy because I have a silly little Hello Kitty Gundam. She's so cute and silly and goofy, and I love her. So I am happy. I also am gonna go play with my doll some more after stream. So I'm working on clothes for my ball jointed doll. So I'm gonna go continue working on his pants. So that's fun. I'm just adding details now. They're shorts, but the shorts are done, except for belt loops. I still have a few belt loops to add, and then I want to add some pockets, like cargo style pockets, like on the outside of the pants. And then some like little loops and chains and things. So that's fun. It's a fun little craft project I've got going on. And I have to work on paperwork for a new job, so that's less fun. But it's also good because job means money, which means two things really. It means one, that I can buy the occasional little treats for myself. Like I have some dolls I want to buy coming out in the fall. But I have to be careful and not spend too much of my money because I also have to save up for a new car. So new money means new car eventually. And new car is good because right now I don't have one because my car died on me. I mean, it's not actually dead. It's just was not worth fixing because of how much they wanted to charge us to get it fixed. So right now I have no car. So I kind of have to just rely on other people to drive me around. So I have to make money and get car, and then I have freedom again. And then once I have new car, I have to save up for a new computer so that I can do more intensive streams. And I can actually maybe use a live 2D model. In other words, replace this little doodle of me that you see on stream, this little chibi that blinks and does nothing. I actually have a version of her that can open and close her mouth, but I worry about my computer lagging and stuff, so I don't usually use that program. But if I can get a better computer, then I can actually have a model that moves around. And then I can do streams of more intensive stuff that I'm currently not able to do as well. So, yeah. Car first, then computer. And somehow, in the midst of all that, student debt has to be started to be paid off. But yeah. Exciting new things, hopefully, soon. The doodle is cute, thank you. I'm glad you like the doodle. I will probably still pull out the doodle at times. She'll probably come out when I'm doing something that's more intensive, or, you know, the live 2D is just too in the way, or whatever. If I'm doing, like, collab streams where I've got a bunch of people, and I'm trying to, like, run Discord, and run game, and run whatever else, the doodle will probably come back out for those things. But then we'll have full, better art that moves around and interacts for, like, regular drawing streams and stuff like that. That's the plan. I also plan on making a new Live 2D model when I have the tech to run it, because my old one is not great. I made it in 2020, and it's been a while, and I've gotten better at art, so I will make a new one. I also have a chibi model in the works, so I will probably return to that one too. So I'll have several different models that I can switch between. Oh wait. Ah. Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh, I should have put that on the other side, so I could have the gun here. Because now it's the wrong way. Oh well, her hand can't really hold it properly anyway. She's got a beam saber. Wonderful, beautiful, majestic. Look at her little tail, so cute. Little stubby tail. Alright, I guess that's it. That's the stream. And I'll be back next week. I'll try to put the waiting room up Saturday. I like to wait until I know what our schedule for the week is, but Saturday is when we figure out what our schedule is, so I try to put the waiting room up Saturday, and sometimes I accidentally don't. But yeah, next stream, next week, probably Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there. I like to stream it at the, like, second half of the week. But sometimes it ends up not working out that way just because we end up with other plans, so it'll be at some point. But we'll do Legos. We'll do Legos next time. And then we'll do art again, because I have to, at some point, return to art, so that you guys don't forget I'm an artist. And I will be working out, or trying to work out, how I can do doll content, because I want to do doll content. I might try and convince Junie to do some kind of collab doll thing with me too. If you don't know Junie, Juniper Janeko is her channel. She's one of our VTuber friends. She did a doll unboxing stream recently. That was fun. So, Yeah, she's kind of encouraging me through doing doll content to do my own doll content, because I've been wanting to for a while, but I keep convincing myself that this isn't the channel topic, so I probably shouldn't, but I want to do it anyway. Because screw it, I can if I want to. I also want to do music covers, and if I can put music covers on an art channel, I can put doll content on an art channel. Because why not? Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys for Legos next week. And if you're not in the Discord server and you would like to be, because that's the easiest way to keep up with what we're doing, the Discord invite should be in the stream description. And you should be able to click that link and get in. If you are not in the Discord and don't want to join the Discord, yeah, just keep an eye on when I upload the waiting rooms. I try to do a stream a week, if not more. I really, on this channel, I do a stream a week, and then sometimes I do an additional one on the Storm Squadron channel. So yeah, there's that. Also, check out the Storm Squadron channel if you want to watch me play video games. Arashi and I do video games over there. So yeah, I guess that's my pitch. And then I have to go, I guess. I guess I don't have to, but like, there's nothing else for me to do here, so. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye.